Hey everyone, welcome to everyone, the two of you, the three of you that are here. Hello. Welcome to an emergency live stream. Not really an emergency. I just wanted to talk about the Omega Swatch collaboration, right? And wanted to know if you went there today, right? Hey, Chaz, we were just talking, Chaz, and I was like, I gotta go. You were like, I gotta go. And then I'm like, what am I gonna do? So let's talk about this. I've seen some crazy stories out there, people waiting online, and you know, just crazy lines of people, and people like giving up. It appears that Swatch had mishandled this situation. I guess maybe underestimated the interest and the turnout that this has generated, and all over Instagram and a lot of and on YouTube, you see people putting out videos on this, and the lines, and it's just really bananas. Let's say hello to some people first. Here, hello, Hobby Bobby's here, Mez9 is here, and Justin EDC. So yeah, so let's talk about it. Were you able to pick one up? Um, Last night I'm exhausted. Up at 3 only to see Josh's video on the KOP mall. Needless to say, yeah, yeah. I think they got online. Him and Average Joe, right? I mean, hopefully Average Joe will turn up here and tell us what happened. But I think they gave up, right? They gave up. Chaz is saying I camped all night on the street. I'm so sore right now. Yeah, whatever. Worldwide Flipper Fest. Right, right. Um, absolutely. Anyway, I'm gonna throw the invite link here. If you were able to pick one up, uh, feel free to um, join us. Join me. But I'll tell you this, right? So let me tell you a little story. A buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, my best friend. Um, he's sort of into watches. He has a watch collection, maybe about 8 to 10 watches, maybe more, maybe less. But he has a collection. Now I wouldn't call him like obsessed with watches like I am, or maybe if you're on here like you are. But he was intrigued about the Omega and Swatch collaboration. A few days ago, he sent me, the image from Instagram. He's like, "Do you know about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of have an idea." And then we were talking about it, and he was very, very excited when some of these pictures leaked out. So we were talking, and he's like, "I'm gonna get off of work." He works overnight. "I'm gonna get off of work relatively early, and I'm gonna drive into the city, into Manhattan, and I'm gonna do just a drive by of the Times Square. And if it's a huge line, screw it. I'm not going to do it. But if it's not, I'm gonna get online, and I'll pick you up one too, because at the time there was two per, right, two per customer, two watches per customer. So then I saw the Instagram um, message last night by Swatch saying it's only going to be one per customer. So I sent it to him, and he's like, "Screw that, I'm not going." Okay, and that's how we left it. This morning he texted me, and he's like, "I think I'm gonna go to your Omega boutique." And I'm like, "Well, dude, I mean, Omega's not selling them, right? You know that, right?" He's at the Omega in a mall that's near near us. And I told him, "Well, Omega's not selling it." And he's like, "Yeah, no, no, I'm actually gonna get a Speedmaster." So he went and he bought a Speedmaster. He bought the Hesselite, the new one. So did this work? Did this Omega and Swatch collaboration work? To be fair, he has been thinking about a Speedmaster for a while. However, would he have picked up the Speedmaster today if he was able to wait online and get the Swatch, the Moonswatch this morning? Maybe not, right? Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe the Moonswatch. Maybe he eventually he would have gotten the Speedmaster. Um, but uh, but maybe he wouldn't have gotten it today. So it's interesting. I wonder. I would love to know how many Speedmasters Omega sells today. I wonder if there's any way we could ever find out. Let's see what's going on. The chat. Justin EDC. I think it's a cool idea, but I probably won't get one. Speedy Pro has been a watch goal for me for a while, and I want to get that first. Yeah, yeah. I totally get that. Hoping that in a couple weeks there might be some indication that there'll be some more available for sale. Maybe perhaps online. That would be great. Even if they limit it. Yeah, okay, fine. Sure, limit it to two per email or one per email. But I think at some point they're going to have to make this more available, and not do some limited runs. Do like a permanent run would be nice, maybe, or maybe a run for the next couple of years. So I think they want us to be able to collect them all, right? I mean, I get today they're trying to protect maybe against the whole flipping thing, which I don't know if it's being successful. I mean, dropping it to one person, one per, cutting the supply off by to people by half, even though it's the same amount of the watches that are going out. But you know, um, I just wonder. I wonder how many Speedmasters are going to be sold today, and I wonder how long this run's going to be, because I think they want us to collect them all. Why wouldn't you if you were Swatch, right? Um, let's see here. Yeah, yeah, it definitely it worked for sure, for sure. Uh, hey, Wayman, how you doing? I did a Moonswatch bike tour last night. Hit four of the five shops in town last night. So, Wayman, what did you see? I assume you saw people online, because I think people were waiting from last night, right? Um, I've soured and can't sweeten. Okay, okay. Uh, Moon hat? No, no, it's just the Orioles. Just the Orioles. It turned out quite dangerous with the crowd angry mob rules. On reflection, total success for both Omega and Swatch. People are talking about them for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah, but I heard, like, so when my buddy was in um, the Omega boutique this morning, he was texting me like play by play what he's doing again, and he said that while he was there were about like 5 to 10 people that came into the Omega looking for the Moon Swatch, and they had to tell him, obviously, no, that's not us. You can't get that here. And also, he overheard one of the salespeople saying to another salesperson that in the Fifth Avenue store, and they had to call the cops, right? Because I think it was just probably just for like crowd control, right? I think they had like I think I heard from somebody else that there was like maybe 1,000 people online or 2,000 people waiting in line in the Fifth Avenue store in Manhattan. So bananas, bananas. Again, if anybody was able to pick one up, please let us know in the chat if you want to come on and tell us, how what your experience was. That's great. Hey, Desmond, how you doing? Good to see you. Neff, this is the biggest release I've ever seen, to be honest. Most hype ever. Brilliant move by Swatch and Omega. Yeah, yeah, for sure. There's been, at least, in recent memory, this has definitely been like the biggest release. Um, Wayman, there were a block or so of people lined up at each around midnight, except at Grand Station where there was nothing. Yeah, that's uh, that's crazy. Hey Maggie, sorry, I'm watching my kids. Maggie, you have a little bread and butter. Okay, okay, okay. Give me a minute. We're live. We're live here. Chaz is saying I may submit a job application to Swatch Store in hopes that I may score one after. Yeah, baby, I'll give you. Yeah, I'll give you something else. Give me a few minutes. I'm just talking to some friends. You can watch me. Okay, you can sit on my lap. Yeah, that's me and that's you. So this is Maggie, and she's very interested in the Swatch release, right, Maggie? You very interested? Yeah, yeah. um, Looks like Random Rob found the only boutique with any real inventory in Las Vegas. I saw that he put out a video. I'm not 100%. I didn't watch it all yet, um, but um, but yeah, yeah. So he looks like he had like three, right? It looks like he got three. Hey, Maggie, why don't you go see Vampirina, the rest of Vampirina, and after it's done, I'll get you something to eat. The girl asks for snacks all the time, and I give her snacks, and she just asks for different snacks. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Maybe I should have sent her to get me a Moonswatch. She probably would have had better luck than most of us. Um, hey, Joey, how you doing? Hi, Maggie. Joey's coming in from Florida. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Chaz, what's going on? How you doing? Let's see here. Two were friends. He got the Neptune. Oh, nice. Very nice. So Rob got the Neptune, and two were for his other friends. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Tennessee Mike, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. He legs love snacks. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. BDev, I was near the King of Prussia store driving home from PA, but had no intention of trying to get one. Crazy. Yeah, yeah. Look, I get the excitement, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like back in the day, waiting for like concert tickets, right? And this go on sale. You line up. I certainly had did that. I certainly did that. Maybe not sleeping overnight, but a few hours before in the morning, getting there. Sure. Hey, Rohit, how you doing? Nice to see you. Um, they're saying the pictures of the lines in RR's Discord are nuts, especially in New York City. Yeah, yeah, I saw some on Instagram for sure, and they were pretty crazy. And then you see like all the videos. Like Jenny L did a video. Um, Tim Wright, I think I saw doing a video. I think there's probably some others who had done some videos. Jody from Just One More Watch down in Australia, and that line just going nuts. Um, 74 total pieces on King of Prussia, which is right outside of Philadelphia, a little bit outside of Philadelphia. That is nuts. And I said I saw a video King of Prussia. They only had 35 to 50, over 100 people online at 12 a.m. Yeah, yeah. So was this a terrible miscalculation by Swatch for the demand? Perhaps. I think they wanted this kind of craze though, right? So I think maybe this was more nefariously planned to create this. I think there's so much love for Omega and there's so much love for Swatch. I think and at this price point at $260, I mean it's pretty affordable, right? And they were gonna obviously knew they were gonna draw up a lot of interest. And I guarantee you they knew that people were gonna wait online for this. Now, I think it's Bush League that they went from like allowing two per customer to one per customer. And I realized that they didn't give out a lot to some of these stores, and maybe the lines were the lines that they were and hearing, or that the rumor were going to be that maybe those lines were going to be a little bit longer than they thought they were going to be, so they limited to one per, or maybe they saw what people were trying to sell them in eBay before they were even released. But at the last minute, changing it to one per, I think that was a little Bush League, but it is what it is. I mean, they had all the power. It didn't make the lines go smaller, right? I mean, or shorter. People still showed up. Um, I would love to. I would have just have waited until they come out online. I'm not standing in line for anything but a palm towel. Yeah. Um, I was at KLP Thursday, and the staff gave no indication whatsoever. It was a limited inventory. Yeah, they may not even have known maybe until the last moment, right? Um, so um, pretty crazy. I know, Maggie. You have some milk on the table. Fatherhood, right? On a Saturday. That'll teach me to do a rebel stream in the middle of the day. Um, I'm not 100% sure into the watch, and mainly went for the adventure, but I don't think I'll be getting one online. Honestly, I'm so bummed I didn't get one. Hey, Josh, if you had the time, I know you're a busy guy, but here's the link if you want to come on here real quick. Throw it in the description. Um, and you could tell us about it. If you can't, that's totally cool. I totally understand. This was totally last minute, that I'm doing this, and I just wanted to chat it up and see if anybody who got one could come on. Um, Rohit said, "I got a 6 watch Pelican case for half the price of this plastic speedy. This is the only plastic I'm buying." I hear you. I hear you. Wayman is saying, "How is it a miscalculation? They got lots of people to talk about Omega and not just the usual suspects, and most people seemed excited." Yeah. No, I agree. I agree on that. I think perhaps maybe they knew there were going to be some people waiting online. I think they didn't realize how much it would. This harkens back to like, when I'm getting like flashbacks from when I was a kid, when, like, video games were coming out, or sneakers, right? I mean, I still think people wait online for sneakers. I'm just not in the sneaker game anymore, because that was something I was interested in maybe 20, 25 years ago. But waiting online, like, I remember in the 80s, Cabbage Patch dolls were like the huge thing, and people waiting on huge lines outside of Toys R Us to get like a Cabbage Patch doll. So that's what this kind of reminded me of. So it's kind of like nostalgic in a way, in a sick way. It was kind of nostalgic. But a part of me, I don't know, a part of me likes this. I would never wait online for this watch. I would rather wait till I can purchase it online, and hopefully I can. Um, but seeing people go online and kind of like a Black Friday kind of thing, and waiting all night before they can get inside. um it's awesome. It's awesome. I think it's kind of fun. um all right, I'm back. uh Chaz saying, "I love Swatch when I was a teenager, for sure." Yeah. um Dan is saying, "Swatch has removed all language from websites about online sales. They changed it to indicate more inventory will be available in the store in the next coming weeks." Thank you for that information, Dan. That's interesting. That's interesting. I hope they make this available online. Um, I really would. I really don't want to wait online or go to a store to get this. Because I like it enough to buy it online. I'm not sure if I like it enough to drive like an hour and a half to go buy one in person. You know, I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool for me to go click it a button and get one in the mail. That's as cool as I think it is. I don't think it's worth my time to go into the city and get one. That's just me. Um, Joe saying, "Good video, Josh. I was curious what the scene was like over there, suspiciously confirmed by your video." Neff, I've never heard of Swatch until I started collecting watches. I had a Timex Ironman as a kid, not really popular here, I guess. Yeah, I mean, growing up in the 80s, in the United States, or maybe it was a New York City or a suburb, New York City suburb thing. Swatch was everywhere. Everybody had swatches and collected them for sure. Um, Josh is saying, "I'm not planning to get one online, honestly. I'm not really into them." Yeah. Um, oh, Boogie, there will be online sales eventually. Just be calm and patient. I think you're right. I think you're right. Wayman said, "People still wait online for sneakers." Okay, I see it all the time, and I just walk on by. I don't care a jot what they're waiting for. I care a lot. I'm thinking saying a jot. That's how most people are with these watches. Okay. Um, would you camp for a Daytona? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would. Overnight, yeah. Get a nice little thermo, with like some, chicken broth in it, lawn chair and the blankie. gonna wait outside. Maybe a little ham radio. Um, did you think this is good for the Omega image of Omega? I'm in Germany. Jake. I don't know if you were here before. Hey, there's Russ. How you doing? Great to be on here. What's going on, buddy? Just a quick last second live stream. Jake, I don't know if you heard this before. If you just tuned in, but a friend of mine who was interested in this Moonswatch decided not to go this morning because of the lines and only being one per available for per person. And he ended up going to Omega Boutique this morning to buy a Moonwatch. So now, albeit he planned, I mean, it was always on his radar to get one, but would he have gotten the Moonwatch, the Speedmaster today if he could have gotten the Moonswatch today? Probably not. He would have gotten the Moonswatch and then maybe kick the can down the road on the Moonwatch for who knows how long. But he bought one today, so kind of worked, I guess. And like I said, I wonder how many Speedmasters are going to be sold today by Omega. Just a thought. Um, BDev, I like the watch, but not sure if I can buy one. I can see myself saying, "Why am I wearing this watch when I could wear the real thing?" I have a Speedy 1861, but I think you need to like differentiate. I mean, yes, there's very, very similar design aspects to it that looks like yes, it does look like a Speedmaster, but it's a Swatch, and that means totally something different in my mind. I could differentiate the two and not necessarily compare them. I could have them both in my collection, right? And not necessarily compare them and think one is taking time away from the other when I'm wearing it. I say that now, but that may change. But I reserve the right to change my mind at any time. Um, Peter C. They may have a difficulty in producing enough for demand. It doesn't seem they were prepared for the demand. Okay, probably right. I mean, I think they kind of knew what they were doing a little bit. Um, Omega brand has to tarnished. Do you think so, Hans? I mean, do you think I don't look less of Omega today at all? I don't know. John Taylor, first time here on your channel. Welcome, Jake. Appreciate it. Uh, hopefully, you can come again. This change of language on the website is brand new, couple hours, purposely removed reference to online sales. Okay, okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm still holding out. Almost riots in London. Crazy, unprepared Swatch staff. 150 watches for 3,000 people waiting. Wow, Russ. Look, I think maybe Swatch corporate knew what to expect. It seems like it didn't trickle down to the people who are working retail, right? In some places for sure. People at Swatch had to know something was going to happen. You know, um, Peter C. Long term, I think it's good for Omega. I think so too. I think so too. Um, Store sold out before it opened, says Motion EDC. G Motion. Wow, that's interesting. Hans is saying sorry, but I'm the only one who thinks that it's a toy watch and STSD straight to sock drawer. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, it kind of is like a toy watch, right? We know, but we know the deal with Swatch. We know the deal, you know. Um, Habib, I was saying to be Dev's point, this is why shouldn't get a Moon or a Mercury version. Need some color. Yeah. Um, Russ is saying I felt so sorry for all the true Swatch fans. Everyone I've spoken to who have handled them says they're like toys. Hmm. Okay. Um, Tim writes, live stream early was insane. Hordes of jam-packed, restless people in London. Yeah, yeah, crazy, crazy. Um, let's see here. What does Hobby Bobby got to say? This doesn't tarnish Omega's brand, may in some people's eyes, but definitely a minority viewpoint. Um, half watch people, half out making easy money. Yeah, I think they had to know that was definitely a part of the calculus, right? And I think that's why they limited to two per and then they limited to one per. I think they knew that this was going to get a little out of hand on the secondary market. And from what I saw leading up to it, people were charging 500,000 before they even had the watches in hand. That's insane. That's insane. Um, Tessie Mike, genius marketing execution could have been better. Agreed. Agreed. Some boutiques could have handled better. Agreed. Vegas handled it pretty perfectly. Um, Jake, I like the Omega Tokyo edition so much better. Russ is saying, let's be fair. Swatch are almost a dead and buried brand. Certainly, brick and mortar shops is a genius Swatch group move, but maybe not a great Omega move. So I don't, Russ. I hear what you're saying. I don't think Swatch is almost dead, and I don't, and I do think it's not necessarily not a great move for Omega. I think it's a good move. For instance, yes, Maggie. You took your shirt off. You got to put your shirt back on. It's cold. Oh, okay. You're too hot? Okay. Well, go back to watching Mickey Mouse. You want a unicorn? So do I. I definitely want a unicorn. Okay. I'll get it for you. Okay, I'll get it for you. Okay. She's got a unicorn shirt that she loves. Um, I love it too. I love that shirt on her, actually. It's it's very fun. Um, but Russ, like I said, like my buddy, he bought a Speedmaster today. He couldn't get his Moonswatch, so he bought a Moonwatch. I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I think it's a win-win. Unfortunately, who doesn't win is people like us who are interested in the watch and just couldn't get our hands on it. Not just yet, uh, for sure. Um, Imagine flipping a swatch. What has happened to this hobby is all about the money. It okay. That is absolutely true. It is bananas what's going on. Flipping watches, watches as investments. I mean, look, I mean, that's okay. Watches as investments, flipping watches. I mean, that might be a totally different type of conversation you want to have. I think it's okay to look at certain watches as kind of like investments. Um, I do have a problem with manipulating people's expectations, and so like getting this watch and or not getting this watch but putting it up for sale a couple of days before. That's just banana. That's just a shame, you know. um I think it would only hurt Omega if they sold them in their stores, but they're not, only Swatch stores. Interesting point. Brings excitement to the hobby, yes, it does. So this release does a lot of things. It's helpful and it's harmful for sure, and I do think it's going to bring some interest into the hobby. I can think it's going to bring some interest from young collectors who are going to be excited about this watch, who may have an interest in space or the story behind the original Omega Speedmaster that went to the moon. Now, this watch, the Moonswatch, did not go to the moon, but it is affordable, and I think they're planting the seed for Omega fanatics down the road. Sure, why not? A good move on Omega to catch younger generation. Yes, here, this is what we're talking about. To buy a real Speedmaster in the future when they have the money. I think, Jake, I think you're on point. I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. It's a win-win. The scalpers suck. Agreed. Omega boutiques do have a suitcase display set in their window, however. Okay. Um, I just think it was a crowd of chancers looking to flip. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people there looking to flip, and that's unfortunate. Um, they're meant as collectibles, not investments. Absolutely, I would love to collect all of them. Right? Ugh, I would love to do that if I could buy them online. I'm not going to the store. Not if it's the nearest store is an hour and a half away drive. Um, Fast one. My wife didn't even know astronauts wore watches. I guess at the end of the day, like when you think of an astronaut, you're not really you're not really thinking about that. Yeah, I'll give you your unicorn shirt in a short. Do you know where it is? Go get it. Oh, it's in the washing machine. Then mommy's cleaning it, so then we have to wait. Okay. Okay. I'll get it for you. Don't worry. Um, Dan is saying, how many people had to look up where the Swatch store is? I did. Not everyone knows where the store is. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for the feedback. I think this was a great discussion. I wish I could stay longer. My daughter, she wants to wear the unicorn shirt, so I got to find a unicorn shirt, and I got to give her a snack, and you know, got to do dad stuff. But anyway, appreciate you guys joining in last second. Would love to talk longer about this. Would have loved to one of you guys at least be able to get one and tell us about how it was. But I guess we were kind of all outsiders looking in today. And anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday with our regularly scheduled live stream. Take care and have a good weekend, guys.